Hey Sag, how you guys doing, man? It's Am from CancerMoonsTarot, and I'm coming at you guys with your mid-May 2022 tarot reading. Hopefully all is well, and let's go ahead and get it started. We're going to go ahead and check out your recent past here first, and then we'll move on into the rest of the reading, okay? What do we have coming up here for the recent past for Sagittarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do we have coming up here? First card out, we do have here the Hermit. Yep. Typically with a Hermit card here, you could be dealing with a Virgo, but Hermit card, taking some space out. But it's not even just necessarily about taking some space out here for you. I definitely feel like this was a rejuvenated period or a rejuvenative period that you really needed to have. You didn't isolate for no reason. You isolated not only to get a moment for yourself, but to rejuvenate and also here to gain some sort of wisdom and clarity and insight about a situation that you've gone through. Moving on to the second card here for you, we also have here the Moon card. Yep. Lots of emotions on your mind, lots of feelings on your mind. And lastly for you, we have here the King of Wands. Okay, so that's starting to make sense a little bit more. Coming into your recent past here, Sagittarius, the Hermit, the Moon, and the King of Wands. You wanted to get a different or more so a better perspective on the situation that you were dealing with. Something was causing you to feel very, very emotional here. You know, it could potentially have been a Pisces, considering that the Moon card represents the zodiac of Pisces. It could have been a Virgo too with that Hermit card, but you were going through a pretty emotional situation. And in the recent past here, it's like, I need to take a step back from everything and get a really fresh perspective. You know, the King of Wands here is about thinking about what you can do moving forward, but not necessarily taking any sort of actions yet. I feel like you didn't want to be impulsive here, Sagittarius. You were not trying to jump into something really quickly or jump into something without deciding if it was right for you or not. So looking at your recent past here, you were going through a pretty emotional experience and you decided to take a step back completely to have a rejuvenative period, to have some time to regain your energy, and most importantly, to see something from the perspective that works for you. So I feel like you needed some time out here to get a perspective, all right? Based upon a current situation, let's go ahead and see what that situation is about, all right? What are going to be the current energies here for Sag in mid-May 2022? First card out, we do have here the Hangman. Yeah, Piscean energy again showing up. Hangman is a card of typically feeling stuck or feeling trapped in something. Now, we also have here the Ace of Cups. And then lastly for you is going to be the Three of Swords. So this could be about a love-related situation or being separated from a loved one in general. It looks to me like you were the person that kind of pushed towards the separation, if I'm not mistaken, Sagittarius. Of course, it may be vice versa, so take it whichever way it does resonate to you. So looking at your current energies for mid-May, it feels to me like even though you know you have love for a situation or you have love for a person, there's something so stagnant about this whole entire situation that it was kind of like a make it or break it type of thing. Because something wasn't moving forward, the amount of feelings that you had for a person or a situation didn't necessarily matter. It almost was like, yeah, I can love you, I can care about you, I can love this connection that we both share and value, but if we're not going anywhere, I can't sit around and wait for things to just magically happen. So with the Three of Swords, I do feel a painful separation is at play here, Sag. It's like you're taking a break and you're going to get some time here to rejuvenate from the drainingness you've been experiencing. You know, with that Hangman energy, it's the energy of no forward movement at all. You feel like you're kind of stuck in the same place with somebody. Tell me about what this place was like for Sagittarius. What made them feel so stuck, and what was it that they were experiencing with the person they were dealing with? We have here the Three of Pentacles, and we also have here the Ten of Pentacles. You know, you were definitely striving here for a wonderful relationship with whoever this was that you were dealing with, but at the same time, I feel like the Ten of Pentacles is showing up as perfection, and you almost felt as if you were trying way too hard with this person to make it perfect. I don't know if that's really you though, Sag. Tell me more, because I think this is about the person you're dealing with. Yeah, Queen of Swords here, all the way up with the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so Sagittarius, you were pretty much vibing with this relationship. You were happy with the way things were. But with the person you were dealing with, it's almost like they wanted more and more and more. I feel like somebody here had very high expectations, or somebody here wanted to strive for perfection all the time. And you were coming from a perspective of like, there is no such thing as perfection. Everything and everyone is perfectly imperfect, and what we have is great, what we have is wonderful. Why is that not enough? It's almost like whoever you were dealing with never felt like what the both of you shared was enough. There was always something more that they needed. Whether it's that we needed to work on this, or we need to get better at that, or we need to strive to be this. you started to feel so much pressure to the point where you felt like you couldn't even be your authentic self anymore without feeling like you weren't enough to make the individual you were dealing with happy. All right, Sagittarius. So I'm sorry for those of you that dealt with that energy, because that's what I feel like it's showing up as. You know, one of the biggest stressors that's caused you to go from the Ace of Cups right to the Three of Swords is like, I needed a break from being with somebody who constantly felt like they needed more out of the relationship that we shared. And to be completely honest, it started to make me feel like I'll never be perfect. Even though I'm striving for this perfection to be the best version I can be for you, it still doesn't feel like it balances out. Queen of Swords here all the way to the Six of Pentacles. It feels like we can't have balance. It feels like we can't just be happy with what it is that we have. So, and I can definitely feel, by the way, the very draining kind of energy that you Sagittarians have been through. Granted, I'm doing my best here to ground myself throughout this entire tarot reading, being a very sensitive individual myself. When I do channel during these tarot readings, there is that time where I can also pick up physically on what the zodiac is feeling, and I can feel this very drained energy of just like, there's not much more I can do here. I don't have the fight in me anymore. There isn't much willingness to want to pursue this relationship, despite what relationship it is, whether it's a friendship, romantic relationship, whether it's the approval of family, the approval of parents. You know, you have gone through enough to try to prove that what you can bring to the table should be enough, and the person you're dealing with always makes you feel like it's not. And you can't live your life, right, feeling like you're not enough when you are enough, where you are more than valuable, right? So you're going through this pretty difficult phase because you really care about the person you're dealing with, but at the same time, you don't feel like you're valued. And at the same time too, Sagittarius, you're not going to keep striving to be something you're not. You are perfection within itself. You are your authentic self. And if they can't be content with that, it's kind of like, I got to keep it moving, you know? I feel that here for you, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the challenge for you guys throughout mid-May. What's going to be the challenge here for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus during mid-May 2022? First card out is going to be the Star card. Moving on to the next card for you is going to be the Six of Swords. And then lastly for you guys is going to be the Nine of Cups. Yeah, I think the challenge here right now is being able to enjoy yourself without this person. It's not that you can't have a good time specifically without them, but like after everything you've went through, it's left you second guessing yourself constantly. You know, I think that you're kind of second guessing about right now, Sagittarius, is like, do I have enough value? Do I have enough worthiness? And of course you do. I will tell you, Sagittarians, right now, you are so worthy, you are so valuable, you are so valid. You deserve to be with the best person ever. You deserve to have the best friends ever, the best family, the most supporting lovers and partners. You guys genuinely deserve the best, okay? But based upon how you're feeling personally with your challenges here, it's pretty hard to feel fulfilled and to feel like you're enough when at the end of the day, you went through this whole experience. So it does seem to me like the challenge here with the Nine of Cups is being happy, just genuinely enjoying yourself, enjoying the moment. You know, with the Six of Swords paired with the Star card, it's really hard for you to see a future with other people because after this experience, it's made you question so much about yourself to the point where you have felt uncomfortable with being who you are because this individual had made you feel like you were not enough. So what I would definitely say to you is don't worry about your future one bit, Sagittarius, okay? You will definitely align to an individual who's going to show you that you're more than enough. But what I would say pay attention to and focus on for your mid-month is your value, right? Recognize that you are enough. I think that if you can focus on healing that, if you can get back to that place where you know that you're worthy enough and where you don't feel like you have to keep striving for this perfection of what this person expected from you, I think you're going to be a-okay. I would think that that would be the best thing for you guys to work on moving throughout mid-May is working on your feelings of worthiness and your validness. You are worthy, you are valid, you are amazing. There is nothing about you that you need to change. And I want you guys to tap back into that energy where you feel that within yourself again. And like I've mentioned, you know, with the Hermit card coming out in the beginning of this tarot reading, right? You needed to take a step back to get some perspective. You know, all in all, you tend to realize throughout all of this that the individual you were dealing with is always going to want more. But what I think that you didn't recognize and that you will recognize moving throughout the rest of the mid-month is that the individual you're dealing with is not satisfied within themselves. And because the person you're dealing with isn't satisfied within themselves, they have projected that onto the relationship that they had with you. The person you're dealing with wants to be perfect and strives for perfection, and because they cannot feel that within themselves, anybody that's involved in their radius is going to get that projection. Unfortunately, you were the collateral damage, you know? So you shouldn't have had to be, right? But you were. So Sagittarians, coming into mid-May 2022, you know, taking time off from this person is not only going to make you feel more rejuvenated, it's going to make you finally start to have more of a positive mentality and positive morale about yourself, because you're not constantly enclosed and boxed in an environment where somebody's making you feel like there's more to do to make it better, you know? This individual couldn't really accept what it is that they had with you, and might I say, it was nothing bad that they had with you at all. You brought a lot to the table for this person, and you just wish they appreciated it more. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look here and see what you'll be dealing with throughout the rest of this month. What are my Saggies going to be dealing with throughout the rest of May? Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We have here the Ace of Pentacles, new opportunity, fresh opportunity coming in. We also have here the Five of Swords. And then lastly, for my team Saggy is going to be the Knight of Swords. Okay, so based upon what it is you'll be dealing with moving throughout this second half of the month, Ace of Pentacles, Five of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. There does seem to be a conversation that's going to come up here. Considering that during this time Mercury will be in retrograde, I'm sure that this won't be the last that you'll hear, excuse me, not heal. This won't be the last that you'll hear from the individual that you've dealt with previously. So it looks to me like they're going to reach out to you, okay? Ace of Pentacles, Five of Swords, they're going to contact you here. Now the Five of Swords is kind of like the energy that is left over, the emotional residue that you have. I feel like you're definitely going to let this person have it a little bit, Sagittarius, and to be honest, they kind of deserve that, right? You know, you deserve to speak your truth, and if you have to get a little rowdy, it is what it is, because you have a lot to say. You know, you suppressed your feelings quite a lot here, right? The Hangman throughout this entire relationship that you've shared with this person. So it's about time that you open up and say what you got to say. Even if there's a little bit of sass to it, it is what it is. Go ahead and let that throat chakra open and expand. So I do believe there's going to be an opportunity here, Sag, for you to speak your piece to the person you're dealing with. You know, Knight of Swords here is talking about the conversation. How the conversation will go is depending upon you, but I will say you're going to have a pretty great moment of release here when you let out everything that is on your mind. So Sagittarius, you will probably have a conversation with them at some point throughout mid-May. I do feel like that's the opportunity that's going to manifest. There will be an opportunity to talk, and it's more of like an opportunity for closure on your end, because when you do have this conversation with them about how they made you feel, you ultimately too are relaying the fact that you're not interested in a second chance, you're not interested in rebuilding, because that's what it always seems to have been, right? Constantly building and expanding and never just being happy and content with what it is we've already had. You are pretty much done with whatever relationship this is, whether friendship, whether love relationship, whether family. You're not interested in pursuing it further, but you are interested in speaking your piece and being heard and hopefully feeling heard by the person that you're dealing with. Is the individual that Sagi's dealing with going to actually listen up, though, to what it is that they're feeling and process that? Wheel of Fortune, King of Pentacles. I don't feel like it, to be completely honest. I feel like whoever you're dealing with here has a bit of an ego with the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is a person who's abundant. It's a person who looks for wealthiness, right? Wealthiness, happiness. But at the same time, they are a person who kind of always looks for what's in their favor. And the moment this individual starts hearing what it is they don't want to hear, it feels to me like they start to have very selective hearing. I think that probably throughout the entire relationship with the person you were dealing with, you pretty much acknowledged that they have selective hearing. So with the Wheel of Fortune over here paired with the King of Pentacles, I feel like it's going to go in one ear and out the other. And I think that that's the energy they've kind of portrayed for a while with you. I don't think this person ever really heard you, and considering that you may not have never really felt heard within this relationship is another reason why you possibly felt undervalued, because you were looking for a person to listen to you and to understand you and to see where you were coming from. So Sagittarians, I do feel like despite the fact, even if you have to go ahead and say what you need to say, the person you're dealing with here is probably looking for a completely different conversation, but guess what? You ain't gonna satisfy them, and that's okay. And if they don't want to listen to you, if they want to have selective hearing, if they don't want to understand what it is that you're conveying, that's fine. Say your piece and keep it moving forward, because at least you'll have the clarity to know that you said everything you needed to say, and whether or not they took it in, they listened to it, they processed it, that's on them. Because I feel strongly here that you have no intention of going back, okay? Let's go ahead and see where things are going. Where are things going to be going here for Saggy? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout mid-May 2022. We do have here the, what is this, the Seven of Cups. Yep, so more options, more opportunities. I'll see what comes towards me in my future. Moving on to the next card, we do have here the Tower. And then moving on to the last card for you is going to be the Strength card. So, Sagittarius, as far as what I could say for based upon where things are going, Tower card here to the Seven of Cups. Even though there's more opportunities and more options, it does feel to me like you're probably going to be avoiding that. I think that the Tower right now is representing this realization that you need time to kind of work on yourself a little bit after this individual tore you down. And with the Strength card showing up over here, it's just like, I'm not really interested in general of getting into anything else with anybody else. I kind of just want to continue to do me. So Sagittarius, you're going to be doing you here, moving throughout the second half of the month, you know, after ending the situation and taking time out to just heal and to get fresh perspectives and to just rejuvenate. The last thing I think you want is to get roped into another situation when you don't feel like you're ready for it. So Sag, that's totally fine, you know? Take all the time you need right now to be riding solo, to be doing you, to be reinvesting in yourself and filling up your own cup again after you've given so much to somebody else. And remember, in life, when people don't appreciate what it is that you give to them, give that shit right back to you. Appreciate you, love the fuck out of you, and do whatever you can for you, okay? Let's go ahead and jump to the overall outcome here. What's going to be the overall outcome here for Sag? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-May 2022. And what do we have? We have here the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, Four of Pentacles here says, look, at the end of the day, what happened? Sagittarius, I was going to read you guys your outcome and then my camera died. So that's unfortunate. Anyways, we have the second camera. It's nice to have a backup camera, huh? All right, so Sagittarius, getting on into your outcome here, Four of Pentacles. This is essentially the energy of saying, at the end of the day, I'm going to go ahead and remove myself from this situation, right? Because I do have something valuable. When you look at the Four of Pentacles, this individual has a whole box of coins and he has one coin that he's holding very near and dear to his heart. This is you saying that I do have value, I do have worthiness, and that deserves to be cherished, loved, and protected. And for the individuals in my life that choose to ignore that, for the people that come upon my path and don't want to appreciate and value me, then guess what? I'm going to keep that to myself. And the only time I'm going to open this box over here is when somebody definitely wants to appreciate me and can definitely tell me that they are happy with me, they love me, they care for me, and they want to be with me because they love exactly who I am, they cherish exactly who I am, and at the end of all this, they are content with who I am, period. So Sagittarius, this is about jumping into recluse, but you're jumping into recluse because you know your value, and that value is not going to be handed out to just anyone. It's going to be handed out to the person who knows how to handle the great, amazing individual that you are, okay? Sagittarius, I love it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. You know, Mercury in retrograde over here. Sorry that my camera died, so I have to say goodbye like this, but guys, thank you for tuning in. If this resonates, let me know in the comments below. I hope this message helped you out. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you're new here, consider subscribing, and remember guys, you're gonna be okay. You know, I'm really sorry for those of you that dealt with a situation like this. It sucks when you connect with people that can never really be content with what they have, but you know what, the more distant you are from them, the more it gives them the opportunity to realize what it is they're actually missing out on, right? So at the end of this, Sagittarius, it's their loss, it's not yours, and whoever finds you, they're gonna be one lucky person. I love you, Sag, and have a good one, guys. Peace.